Hey guys, good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, so let's start the session. Okay, that's great. If you can hear me, that's really perfect. Now, we'll talk about auto scaling in AWS. Okay, what does the auto scaling means? Auto scaling basically, okay, auto scaling is basically designed to okay automatically adjust the resources to ensure optimal performance and cost efficiency. It monitors the applications. It monitors your application, monitors your application, okay, and automatically adjust capacity to maintain steady, okay, predictable performance at the lowest possible cost. Okay. Now, auto scaling can be applied to multiple AWS services like EC2, ECS, DynamoDB, etc. So auto scaling can be applied to multiple AWS services like EC2, DynamoDB, ECS, etc. Now, what is the auto scaling is? It is designed to automatically adjust the resources to ensure the optimal performance and the cost efficiency. So, see, let's say you have a machine, okay? You have one machine where your application is running. Now, okay, now all the traffic or there's a load balancer, let's say. all the traffic is being coming to this machine, or let's say two machines are there. Traffic is being distributed between these two machines where the same application is being running up. Now, one hundred users per minute, and this machine is also capable of handling 100 users per minute. Now, when traffic is coming to this machine via load balancer, let's say there is 120 users are coming up. So load balancer will distribute the load. 60 users will come up here, 60 users will come up here. But tomorrow, let's say we have 200 users coming up. So this machine will receive 100 users, which is 100% of capacity. This machine will also receive 100 users, which is 100% of the capacity. Are you able to get it? Both the machines will be receiving 100% of the capacity, and both of them are working at 100% of capacity. Obviously, there would be some performance gap which would be coming up. There would be some performance gap. This is working at 100%. This is also working at 100%. There would be some performance issues between both of these machines. Okay. So, but the problem is like now if we have 250 users, then what will happen? Or if we have 300 users coming up onto this machine or onto this application, what will happen? I have a maximum capacity of 200 users. Then either I should manually create a new machine, right? Either I should be manually creating a new machine and then distribute it, which is really very hectic. I cannot look at my application throughout the day or look at my infrastructure throughout the day. So there the auto scaling comes into the picture, which means automatically scale. Auto scaling means automatically scaling something. Automatically scaling or descaling also. So it automatically scales to a new machine. Whenever, let's say I have set a condition that whenever CPU utilization of these two goes above 50%, then a new machine should be created. So now if I have 200 users also, if I've set 50% of utilization, 50 will come up here, 50 will come up here, 50 will come up here, and one more will be created up, and 50 will come up here. So all the machines will have the best performance. Each machine will be replica of each other. So automatically create a new machine whenever it is required. Okay. It monitors your application and automatically adjusts the capacity to maintain steady and predictable performance at a lowest possible cost. So it will keep monitoring your resources and automatically adjust the capacity. It will adjust the capacity at the lowest cost available. You can do auto scaling for EC2, DynamoDB, RDS. Okay, so let's take one example. Let's take an example of Uber. Okay. Now Uber, let's say, is hosted on some server. This is server 1. This is server 2. Okay, this is server 3. Or okay. Now, okay. Now, here my Uber application is running. Here also my Uber application is running, and here also my Uber application is running. In all the three places, on the all the three machines, my Uber application is running on. Now, each machine is capable of handling, let's say, 200 users per minute. which is huge, big machines. Okay. Now I have a load balancer also by which the traffic is getting distributed between these three machines. Okay. Now during normal times, let's say between 6 a.m. in the morning to 9 a.m., we have a normal traffic. We are getting around 400 users per minute or 300 users per minute. So all the three machines will have 100 users, 100 users, and 100 users. They are working on 50% of the capacity. The CPU utilization will also be less because they are not working at 100% of the capacity. And I have set the condition that they should not, or the CPU utilization should not go beyond 50%. If it is going more than 50%, it is being assumed that the performance is going down now. You can also assume, no, right? In your laptop also, if you see in your laptop also, if you go to this performance, you will see there is a CPU. Okay, so if it goes above, let's say if there is so many applications running in your laptop, the CPU will go above and your performance of your laptop will go down. Your laptop will overheat. The performance will not be at a peak point. So same thing happens here also. If my CPU utilization is really more in these machines, the performance of the machine will be lower and people will find some lags in the application and their overall experience will be reduced. Now, let's say from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., there is a peak hours. There's a peak hours which is there. During this peak hours, okay, during this peak hours, there we have, let's suppose we have 400 users, let's say, per minute. But the problem is, if my system cannot go beyond it, I have set up a condition. So I will put the auto scaling group in front of load balancer. I will create an auto scaling group. Now, what this auto scaling group is, it will keep monitoring my resources, the resources, and if the utilization, if the CPU utilization go beyond the threshold value which we have set, it will create new resources. It will create new resources, which means it will be creating a new machine. We will create a server number 4. A new machine will automatically be created up. Okay. So it will create a new machine itself, wherein, okay, wherein a new machine, just a minute, wherein automatically the application will be there. It will be like a same kind of machine will be launched, and this auto scaling, it will start distributing the traffic between these machines as well. And this is how it happens. So now 100 users would be there, which is all the users will have the same kind of experience. Now, okay, this is basically the dynamic. I will talk about it, but it's not required. I don't know from where you brought those names, but I will tell you about it. So now at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. again we have, let's say, 200 users only. When my traffic is reduced to 200 users, it should automatically remove the resources. It will automatically remove the resources to remove unnecessary cost. So now I have only two machines for 200 users per minute, 100 users. It will not keep the two unnecessary machines. So it will reduce the cost also overall. Whenever you need more resources, auto scaling will create more resources to handle that kind of traffic. If you need less resources, auto scaling will reduce reduces the number of machines to cater the less traffic. Okay, so auto scaling can also reduce the number of machines. Okay, can also reduce the number of machines. We call it as a descaling. Okay, can reduce the number of the machine in case traffic goes down, and it will increase the number of machines when the traffic increases. So both the things auto scaling will do it for me, automatically scale something, and I just need to configure it. After that, AWS will take care of it. Also, if something goes wrong with one of the machine, load balancer to will stop sending the traffic to it. Auto scaling will create a new machine in that case. If let's say you terminate the both the machines by mistake, someone terminate these two machines. So a new machine will automatically be created up in that particular case. Got it? Please confirm yes or no. Now, we have basically two types of auto scaling. You can take a note of it. Okay. We have two types of auto scaling. One is dynamic scaling and one is predictive scaling. Now, what is dynamic scaling is? It automatically adjusts your resources capacity in the real time based on the demand. It will automatically adjust your resource capacity in real time based on current demand. Okay. It is basically driven by, it is driven by matrices and respond to sudden changes in workload. If I take an example, like say if your web application experience a traffic spike and the CPU utilization exceeds 80%, dynamic scaling can automatically launch an additional EC2 machine to handle the load. Right. As normally the one which we discussed just now, we always use dynamic only. So let's say I will write that example also so that you have notes ready for you. If your web application experiences a traffic spike, okay, and CPU utilization exceeds 80%, Dynamic scaling can automatically launch additional EC2 machine to handle the load. That is what a auto scaling, dynamic auto scaling will do. Okay. So it is basically we can use dynamic scaling where the applications have unpredictable or fluctuating workloads. But this is what we generally suggest. But we do have predictive scaling also. Okay. Wherein it will predict. Okay. It will predict, like it will forecast the traffic patterns based on the historical data. And it will scale your resources ahead of the time. So what does it do? Predictive scaling goes a step further by forecasting future traffic patterns. Okay, based on historical data. Historical data. It it proactively scales your resources ahead of time, ensuring that your application is ready for unexpected for ex sorry un, sorry expected it's for expected changes in traffic. Like every day your application is going, or like there is a traffic hike which is happening up between a particular duration of time. So in the predictive scaling, it will automatically increase your resources during that time. Okay. So let's say if your application or your traffic hike happens at 9 a.m. on the weekdays, predictive scaling will automatically launch the additional EC2 machine at, let's say, 8:45 a.m. to ensure that they are ready before the traffic surge begins. Are you getting it? Can you read whatever I have written on the screen? Please take a note of it. Just read it out once. Today was some off coming here, guys, because a lot of candidates have not joined the class. Was there any off coming today in the schedule? Give me 1 minute. Today is what date? 10th. We have the class today, 19th. Okay. Just a minute. Give me 2 minutes, guys. I think some candidates are facing some issues. While creating it, yes. Yes. Yeah, the Shara we don't have an off here. Tomorrow is right. Just a minute, guys. Some candidates are facing some issues. Just allow me just 2 minutes. Sorry. Okay. Now, joining was coming right today. Okay, it was coming, right? Now we will start with the practicals. Now those people will be joining the class and then they will repeat, ask me to repeat everything. Today, I think almost 10, 12 people are missing. Now we will just go with auto scaling. Okay. Go to EC2. There's a EC2 which is there. So the lab which we are going to do is we are going to create an application. We are going to launch an application in a machine. Okay. And or let's not even create a machine. We will create a template. We'll create an auto scaling template. We'll create an auto scaling template wherein we will deploy an application. Deploy an application wherein what is an auto scaling template is it is basically it defines what kind of machine. Okay, it defines what kind of machine we need to launch. And then we will create an auto scaling group. Like it will define that like how the auto scaling can happen or should happen will be defined there. Let's see. Let's see how does it will work. Okay. So I don't have any machine running up. Let me show you in a different way because normally what can I do is I can click on this launch template and I can create a launch template directly wherein I can define that the type of in this user data I can define the type of machine which I want. So what we have is we have one thing which is launch template. Launch template. What is this launch template is? Launch template defines what type of machine I need to launch. What type of machine we need to launch. Okay, or when the auto scaling will happen. When the auto scaling will happen. So let's say you have a machine where your application is running. Either you can create a snapshot of that machine, create a custom AMI, okay. You can and pass this custom AMI in the launch template. Pass this custom AMI in launch template. So in that case, next time when the machine will be launched, okay, and what will happen when auto scaling will launch your machine? It will exactly be the same machine because it will use that custom AMI to launch your machine, right? So what we are doing, we are going to, let's say, we are going to create a machine first of all. We are going to create a machine where my application would be launched. Now, after that, we will create a snapshot of that machine, which is a read-only template of the machine. It's a read-only copy or backup of the machine. From that snapshot, I will create a executable template, which is AMI, which is a custom AMI. Okay, which is an executable template of the machine. And we have already seen from this AMI, we can manually launch a machine also. Previously, we have seen that lab. But now I don't want to manually launch it. I want to pass it on to launch template. We will pass it on to launch template, wherein this launch template defines what kind of machine or machine should be launched in the case of should be launched in the case of auto scaling. Okay, it will define what kind of machine should be launched, and then we will define the auto scaling group. Then we will define the auto scaling group, which defines that when, okay, it defines when should I, okay, it defines when should, okay, the scaling, okay, it defines when should the scaling will, or I'm sorry, it defines, yeah, it defines when should the scaling will happen. For example, when CPU utilization goes above 50%, then the scaling should happen. Then the scaling will happen, that we will define it in auto scaling group. So launch template, we will define that what kind of machine will be launched, and auto scaling will define in what situation a new, in what situation it will go to the launch template and launch a new machine. So ultimately, okay, then I can delete this machine also. I don't need this machine as well. Now it will say, okay, at least one machine should always be there. So one machine will be created with an application running inside it. Okay, with the application running inside it. Now, okay, now here we will be, okay, when the traffic increases, a new machine will be created up with this. A new machine will be there. Automatically be created up when the CPU utilization goes above 50%. So automatically a new machine, and automatically it will descale also. If the machine goes or number of machine goes down, it will descale the machines as well. I hope you are getting it. Yes or no? Please confirm. Now, okay, so this is the complete process we are going to follow. Okay. This is the process that we will follow. Any questions you have? Now, you understood yes or no? Please confirm. Guys, can you just check one thing? Okay. Can you go to the this ad Eureka and can you check how many classes are coming for you? Can you just cross check it once? Within your ad Eureka LMS, how many classes it is showing? Now, first I'm going to create an EC2 instances. Okay. Um, we'll go to the launch instance. And I will be launching a new machine. Okay. I will be launching a new machine itself. Guys, please give a quick confirmation that you are getting till 17 October only, no? Because some candidates who are not able to join, they were getting it till 18th yesterday only. So that is what I'm asking you. Please, can you please cross check it once at your end? Some technical issue might be there, so that's the reason why. Let's have a quick break, guys, and then we'll continue. I will show you the lab, end-to-end lab of auto scaling. I will then give the notes for auto scaling. Okay. So let's meet after the break. Any questions you have, please ask me right now. Okay. You can click on the LMS and inside it, you will see in the class schedule. Okay. Check it out. Okay. So that you have that clarity. Srinivas, you can raise a ticket saying that the class is till 17th October. Okay. Let's have a quick break, guys. Let's meet in next 13 minutes and then we will continue. Those who are those who are getting different timing, please you have to raise a ticket to add your Eureka to increase the timing. Welcome back, guys. Okay, now let's move to the practical side. Okay, so I already have the notes with me. I will also upload the notes. Okay, for the auto scaling. These are the notes. You can follow it along from the notes also. This will actually guide you. So you will understand the whole process from the notes as well. You just have a look at it. Now, I will be launching an instance. Okay, I will be launching a new instance. I will launch a machine in that instance, or I will launch a application in that instance. And then I will create a snapshot. From the snapshot, I will be creating an AMI, and from the AMI, I will be launching, or I will be creating a launch template, and from that we will create a auto scaling group. Let's try it. So let's say this is a web server. Okay, I will click Ubuntu. We will use Ubuntu. Any one of them we can use it. For now, I'm using Ubuntu as an operating system. Scroll down. Here, I will use T2 micro only. Just go with the free tier. You don't have to go for the paid version. Create a key pair. I can select some existing key pair. Let's say this is a key pair. Scroll down. I will select SSH and HTTP. I will be selecting both of them, which will give the internet connectivity, and I will be launching an instance. Okay. This is a machine, or I can simply click on this C2 instances, and I have this machine running now. We can connect to this machine. Okay. So to connect to this specific machine, I will be selecting the machine and I will click on this connect button. We will be selecting the machine and we will click on this connect button here. And we will click on this connect button here. Now here we will use sudo su, which will give me the super user access. apt update is a command. I'm going to update all the packages in the machine. Okay. Now apt install. I will install Apache 2. It's same as HTTPD, which we installed yesterday. Today I'm installing Apache 2. It's the same package. HTTPD, we in Linux, in the Debian based operating system, we use HTTPD, whereas in Red Hat or Ubuntu, we use Apache 2 as a package which we need to install. So we are going to install that package. Now, if you see, there's a default website. I'm not launching any specific website here. Let's say this is a default website which is running up. Okay. So if you see, open it, you will see a default website. And I have used these basic commands. If I write history, in the notes, everything is there for you. But if I write it, I have just updated the packages and I have just installed the Apache 2. That's it. Automatically it will start the Apache 2 if you are working on Ubuntu. You don't have to start it like we do it in Linux. Here it will automatically start it up for you. So I have this default page running up. Okay. Let's suppose this is my application. Now I want to create a snapshot. Okay. I will be creating a snapshot of this machine. So how will I create it? I will go to the snapshot. We have already seen that. We will be going to the snapshot here. So click on the snapshots. Here in the snapshot, we have an option of creating the snapshot. Okay. In the snapshot, we do have option of creating a new snapshot wherein you have two options, either volume or the instance. We have already discussed all these stuff in the previous classes. So I will be selecting a instance, which is a web server. You can select the volume also. That is fine. We have a single volume attached. Now, I will simply create the snapshot. We have seen this particular topic in the previous classes. Notes are already there. You can check it out. Now, we have created a snapshot. Now, from the snapshot, we will, after it is being in the available state, I will be creating an AMI from the snapshot. I don't need the machine anymore. I can even terminate the machine after that. So let it launch. Let it launch. And still in the pending stage. Okay, it's in the running stage now. Now from the snapshot, I can create an AMI. So I can go to the actions, create an image from the snapshot. I can say or I will say 10th October image. Okay. Here, I will keep everything as default. We have already discussed how to create an image. So I'll just directly be creating this particular image with the 10th October image. Okay. I don't need the machine anymore. Actually, if you look at it, no, I don't need it anymore. I can terminate it also. I don't need it. If you have it, will not make any difference. Okay. In the notes, I think I have not deleted it. But yeah, if you want to delete it, you can delete it. My auto scaling will also create a new machine. At this point, if I delete this machine, I cannot get it back. But when I will enable, now in this stage, I have to manually launch a new machine. Manually launch a machine from the same AMI. But with my auto scaling, no, it will create a new machine for me. You will see that it will be creating a new machine for me. But what type of machine? Right. Here, when I click and when I select launch an instance from the AMI, when I'm selecting launch an instance from the AMI, I will be defining. Okay. I will define that. Okay. I will define that what instance, or when you click on this launch instance from the AMI, I will define all these stuff, what type of instance I need to create. But every time I cannot define it manually. I have to automate it. I have to automate the stuff. How can I do it? How can I automate it? I can go to the launch template. Like what type of machine need to be launched is being defined in the launch template. Okay, so I will delete the existing one and I will write or create a new one. I will create a launch template. Okay. This is my new template. Or I can give any name, let's say production machine template. I can define it. Here I can give some name. This is my production template. Scroll down. My AMI. Yeah, see this 10th October AMI I will be selecting up. Okay, this is the AMI I will be using. So what I'm defining is in the launch template, I will define that what type of machine should be created, because now I'm not creating it. AWS will be creating those machines. So I have to tell that AWS that what type of machine I need to create. So launch template name, I will be defining the name here. Any name you can define it. If you want to put some word description about the template, you can define. So we can define the description. Description about the template. Okay, we will define the description about the template. Then we will scroll down. Owned by me. Owned by me is this particular template or this particular AMI I have used. This particular template. This particular template or AMI we need to use. So when the machine will be created by AWS, it will say that this particular AMI we need to use. Everyone is getting, can you please confirm it? One of you is not understanding or one of you is facing some issues, please do let me know. I will help you out. I will guide you. One of you is facing the issue. Please tell me. I will help you out. No problem. Anyone who is facing the issues. Not clear with the steps. Okay. Steps of which particular steps you are not clear with, like creating a machine, or which steps you are not clear with here, or you tell me, I will repeat it. No problem. From AMI. From till AMI you have understood? From AMI we have actually not done any steps from the AMI till now. I've just clicked on the launch template and I've just given the name. But I will repeat it again. Okay. Anyone else who is facing any issues? Anyone else who is facing some issues? No one? That's good. See, we have this AMI, which is there. Okay. This AMI is basically, we have created a custom AMI. Okay. Which is a template which we created from an instance. So there was a machine. Okay. Where we launched an application. We first created a snapshot from the machine. So first we created the machine. Created the machine. And we deployed a small website. It is not even required you to deploy a website. Just create a file inside the machine. Okay. Then we will create a snapshot. We will create a snapshot from the machine. We will create a snapshot from the machine itself. Okay. We will be then creating a snapshot from the machine. Then we will create a custom AMI. Okay, we will create a custom AMI from the snapshot we created. Okay, and now we will create a launch template. We will create a launch template which defines what type of machine we need to create. Which defines what kind of machine we need to create. Are you getting it? What type of machine we need to create will be defined in this step. These are the 4 steps we will be doing first of all. Okay. Now, now we will click on this launch template here. After creating AMI, till here we have done it in the previous classes. Now I will click on this launch template where I will tell what type of machine will be launched. Okay. So I will click on this launch template here. We have an option of creating a launch template. Okay. The first thing is we will define the name of the template. So what name I want to define? It could be any name. Let's say I'm creating a production machine template, production machine Apache 2 application template. You can then define your ticket ID or something, the Jira ticket ID, something, whatever is being assigned to you, you can define it. The task which is being assigned to you, you can define that task. Now, you can define the description about this template, that what this template is doing, what exactly it is. So all those things can be taken care of. Now, when a new machine would be launched, it will have that I want to create it as same as what earlier machine was. So earlier we created that machine where we launch an application. I created a snapshot. I created an AMI. But when the launch template will launch a replica of that machine in the auto scaling, it should be exactly same as this machine only, right? So we have to use this custom AMI in the launch template. Am I right? Yes or no? Because this launch template will be launching it in launch template. We are defining what type of machine we want to launch. So this AMI is not nothing. I want to launch exactly same as this machine. So this is a custom AMI, and from this custom AMI, I can directly launch the same kind of machine, the replica, right? Am I right? Yes or no? What do you think? So I will say that, okay, I will be using my AMI and the AMI which I have used. If you use Ubuntu, it's fine. It's your choice. Then it will launch a blank machine with Ubuntu. But when I'm replicating, let's say if Uber is replicating new machines, in case more traffic is coming to Uber, it need to have application, right? So that's where this will come into the picture. Everyone is understanding. Please say yes or no. I'm running a poll again just to understand if you are able to understand the concept. Very less response is coming. Now, instance type. Instance type is of what kind of machine, like when a new machine will be created up, what type of machine I need to launch will be defined in the instance type. Okay, instance type is basically, we have seen it, right? When we create a new EC2 machine, we have an option of instance type. It means that what type of machine would be launched in case, or would be launched, let's say T2 micro, T3 micro, like when a new machine auto scaling will launch, what type of machine it should launch for you, that will be defined in the instance type. Okay, so I will explain you. See, if you select it, you will see T2 medium, T3 medium, T2 small, T2 micro, anything is fine with me. Okay, my application is very small, so it will not make much difference. Okay, it will be not be making much difference. Okay, now scroll down. We will be we can select the key pair also, like which key pair, the machines which will be created by auto scaling will have this key pair. I will not be doing anything now. It's AWS who will be taking care of these stuff. Now in the security group, I can select some existing security group also, or I can create a new security group. So when a machine would be launched, it will have this security group. That's it, 10th October 24, security group. I will just allow HTTP and SSH. and I will add a security group rule, or I can select the existing role also. I will just give the name of the security. So when a machine will be created up, a security group should be there. There should be a firewall across the machine, right? There should be a firewall across the machine. Now, either I do have some security groups, I can select it from here, or else I want my AWS to create a new security group. I will say create a new security group. Here I will give the name of the security group. Okay. Here you will be allowing the HTTP and SSH. Okay. And we will add a new security group rule. We will be adding up a new security group rule here. So let's do it. Add a new security group rule. Here we will say, let's say you can select SSH, traffic coming from any source, and also HTTP, traffic coming from any source. Which means I'm creating a new security group, and inbound rule, I have enabled two rules here. So what it will do, when a new machine, when this will enable, it will create the security group with the name 10 October 24 SG, wherein these two rules will be enabled. So normally also in the security group, whenever we create a new security group, manually also we enable or we add the secure inbound rules, right? The traffic which is being coming from outside. So I can select it up like this. Yes or no? Can you understand this part? Or if you have an existing one also, you can select your existing one as well. That is also not a problem. Anyone who has not understood this part here? Everyone is able to understand. Please give me a quick heads up. Okay. Understood? Now, volume, I can just leave everything as default and I will create a launch template, which will like launch template will tell that what type of machine should be launched. Yes. And when should we launch? We will define it in auto scaling group. So create a launch template. As a name also, launch template. Template which has the launch details, like what type of machine will be launched. In that way, you can remember it. So we have this particular launch template which we have created up. Fine. If you go to the instances, if you go to the launch templates, you will see, if you have a launch instance, you will see you have this launch template ready. Now, we will create an AMI. Okay. We will be creating an AMI. Sorry, not AMI. We have already created it. Sorry. Yeah. We will create an auto scaling group. You can see there's an auto scaling which is there. Okay. So now we will create an auto scaling group, and in the auto scaling group, it will tell me when will I auto scale, when I will increase the machine. Let's say if I take an example, if CPU utilization of a machine goes beyond 40%, let's say, or 50%. It is your choice, and this can be changed later on. It can change. This can be changed later on. We can change it thoroughly. It's not a problem. Okay. So that we can actually do. So auto scaling group is there. I can select this auto scaling group. And we will create an auto scaling group. Okay. So we will create an auto scaling group here. Now we'll give the name, let's say production machine, production Apache app, so some ID, whatever task which is being assigned to me. And here I will define a launch template. See, if we have not defined it, it gives me an option of creating a launch template also. So I have already created this production Apache 2 temp Jira ticket. This is a launch template which we have created up, and we are using this specific launch template here. Click on the next button. Now, okay. Now we have to also define that in which network, okay, these machines or this uh, like your machine will be created up or your application will be present. So we can select as of now, since we have not discussed about VPC, we are using a default only. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about VPC, and I can select all of them because my machine could be present in any of these particular availability zones. Now here there is a benefit, like if you want to create a high availability, okay, see, whenever the question comes to you that I want to ensure that highest availability is there, okay, and if you're using AWS, then you have to go with multi availability zones. So in here also, when the machine will be created up, it could be in any of these availability zones in this network, within the same network, and in the region North Virginia. In this way, what will exactly happen is, if some of my machine is in 1A, some is in 1C, some is in 1D, if something goes wrong in 1D, all my system will not be down because my machines which are running in 1A and 1C will be there. And if it goes down, it will create in some another availability zone. But if you're just selecting one availability zone here, if you're saying that, okay, I have a one availability zone, which is there. So in that case, if something goes wrong with that availability zone, there is a issues with the electricity. Okay, this is issues with the hardware failure. And there is sometimes there could be some hacker attack can also be there. So during that time, they will close this complete availability. Now, if your complete application or all your machines are there in the same availability zone, your system will go down immediately. Your application will start throwing an error. We don't want that. So due to any reason, if one goes down, I should have another availability where my system can automatically take my overall system would be live. So in such situations, having multiple availability zone is very important, but because it increases the overall, okay, it increases the overall um, disaster recovery and availability and availability. So that's where this complete picture will come into the picture. This will be now if you have a load balancer, okay, so you can attach the existing load balancer, okay, wherein you can define the load balancer here. If you want to attach a new load balancer, that is also being fine. This is your homework, okay. I will give you the notes for it, but I want you to attach a new load balancer and try it once when you do it, okay. Whenever you do or whenever you work on it, just try to attach a new load balancer and check it out. Okay, so what will happen is when auto scaling will be there, there would be a load balancer which would also be present. And then you can even configure that load balancer. And yesterday, for example, I've created a load balancer. I could have attached that same load balancer here also. But I have deleted that load balancer yesterday only. So that's the reason I'm not attaching it, but you do both the labs together. First, do a load balancer lab. Okay, either attach a load balancer or you can attach a new load balancer also. It's completely your choice. If you face issue, I will tell you to. Okay, now scroll down. Health checks. Now your auto scaling will also be doing a health checks. Wherein, let's suppose there is a machine which is running up. There is one machine which is there. This is a machine 1. This is a machine 2 which is there. Now, the machine 1 and machine 2 is there. Now, what will ultimately happen is, here in both of these cases, my application is running. If something goes wrong, if something goes wrong with one machine, with let's say machine 1, then the auto scaling will stop sending, or it will assume, it will understand that there is machine is not running and I should be creating a new healthy machine. So in case of your availability zone failures also, your auto scaling will understand that there is a machine failure which is there and I should be distributing the traffic between other two machines. That is what it will do. Okay. So I can select it and by default it is always enabled for you. You cannot disable the health checks in the case of AWS auto scaling. It is always enabled. You can turn on EBS health checks. So it will do a, what is EBS? If I select it, what do you think it will do? If I select it, what do you think it will be doing? So EBS is storage. If something goes wrong with the EC2 storage, if something goes wrong with the EC2 storage, which is EBS, that also it will track, not just a machine, if machine is running or not. If something is going wrong with the EBS also, it is throwing some error log messages. That will also be tracked. Or if sometimes operating system failures also happen, that will also be tracked here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on. Okay. So it will track it as well, but it will come up with an extra cost for you. So it's fine. If you want to do it, you can do it. Otherwise, if something goes wrong with my EBS, my machine will also start throwing an error, which will be detected 99.9% of the time. But if a client is very much serious about these things, you can go ahead and do it. Will not be a problem. Okay. Okay. Health checks. How frequently it will be doing that health checks will be defined here. In the health check grace period, no? How frequently the health checks will be taken. So in every 300 seconds, we will check. We will check the health of the machines. We will check the health of the machines. So every 300 seconds, we are going to do that. Every 300 seconds, we will be checking the health of these machines. Okay. For monitoring, we have for additional monitoring, CloudWatch is there. Now, what is a CloudWatch will do? CloudWatch is a AWS monitoring tool, which monitors my AWS resources. I will cover this on Monday's class. But we can enable if we enable it, then CloudWatch will gather all the matrices for you and will give you much more detailed monitoring results. I just need to select it. It automatically will start working. Okay. Click on the next button. Now here you have two things, desired and the minimum capacity. Now earlier we used to have maximum capacity also. So if you see my notes, there you will see maximum capacity is also there in this point. But now they have removed the maximum capacity part. Okay. So we just have to take care of two things, desired and the maximum is also there. Yes. It's there. I thought they have removed it. So minimum, maximum and desired capacities. Okay. Now what is the desired capacity? Desired capacity is what capacity I desire. I desire during normal situations. During normal situations. Let's say I wish to have two machines always running up. Two machines always running up. So it will create two machines always will be there for you. Now, why I will put desired as 2? Why I can not just put have minimum and the maximum only? Just think of it. You have multiple availability zones. AZ1A, AZ1B, AZ1C. 3 availability zones are there. Now, in this availability zones, okay, in this availability zones, what happens is 1A, 1B, 1C. We have, let's suppose we have only set desired as 1. So machine will be there in the 1. If something goes wrong, a new machine will be created up. It will take some time. It will take around 60-70 seconds to create and launch a new machine. During that time, your application will keep throwing an error. avoid it, we generally keep the desired capacity as even 2 to 5 number. That is what we keep it in the real time environment. In companies, like right now in the project I'm working on, we have kept it as 4. This number is as 4. Because we want at least 4 machines should be running up. My client is happy to pay the minimum cost of 4 machines. But we ensure that if during any circumstances or any disaster is coming up, at least our one machine will always be live. So that is where the algorithm or your solution comes into the picture. So desired capacity by default it is coming as 1 only, but 1 is something which I should never be putting up. It's like what I desire. So your machine will be desired at that number, will be coming to that number. And it will always try to desire that, okay, when little traffic is coming, it will try to come to that number. Okay. This is minimum desired capacity and maximum desired capacity, which means this is like minimum. I can go to what number? I can go to, let's say, 4 number. That's a minimum desired capacity. My machines will never be less than 4. If I set it as 3 or 2, then if there is a 0 traffic, if it is less than this number desired capacity, then if it's a 0 traffic, then only it will reach it. That also we don't keep it as 2. We keep it as we don't keep it as 1. We keep it as 2 or more than 2. Maximum, if you put 999 here, it will be considered as a unlimited number of machines. So what is a maximum desired capacity which I wish to have? So it can go to that specific number as well. It's like, for example, I will take an example. In my college, I wanted to score 90% was my desire. I wanted to score 90%. But my maximum desire could be 100%. I cannot go more than my maximum desire. Minimum desired is 33%. Before that, I will fail. So that's a minimum desired. At least 33% should I get so that I can pass my college. But my desired is 90%. Normally, normal situation which everything is going good, I should have 90%. But maximum is 100%. I cannot go beyond 100%. So like in your percentage on your day-to-day activity also, you use these terminologies. So same thing is happening here also. I can increase or decrease the number. Let me show you. If we keep 3 number or 2 number here, 1, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Actually, not Virginia. It's a big cost which is there. So we will just keep it in this number. Auto scaling itself will not cost you anything, but machines which will be created up will be costing you. Now, there's a automatic scaling options. Till here, everyone is able to understand. Please confirm. Please confirm if you are able to understand. Okay. Now, we have scaling options. Sorry, automatic scaling, which is a target tracking policy is there. Now, when I have 2 types of policies, one is no scaling policies and target scaling policies. Now, what is a target scaling policies? Target scaling policy is we will define in what situation the auto scaling will happen. For example, if CPU utilization goes above 80% or 50%, in that case, the new machine should be created up. So in what circumstances a new machine will be created? When I say no scaling policies, then it will not auto scale. It will not increase or decrease the machine as per traffic. So as per the traffic, it will not be increasing or decreasing the machine for you. So your auto scaling group will remain as it is as its initial size. Whatever was the initial size, it will keep it at that initial size only. It will not dynamically resize. It will not increase or decrease the number dynamically. to meet the demand. Whereas in the target tracking policy, it will adjust desired capacity in the proportion of the metric value. Whatever would be the metric value, it will adjust accordingly as per the need and the requirement. So we can just simply select it. And like you can see the CPU utilization, we do have other things also. How much network inputs is there? How much network output is there? How much time your application is basically open? If you're using load balancer, how many requests is coming to the load balancer? Okay, that can be taken care of. We have only these things only. You cannot have a new entries here. 99.9% of the time, what I have used is average CPU utilization. So average utilization, we keep it as 43%. I don't know on the back end, our company has set it up. They like we keep it in our all our projects, we have 43%. Okay. Wherein as soon as we reach 43%, the new machine will be created. So that's a CPU utilization. As soon as my average CPU utilization for 2 minutes will reach to 43%, it should create a new machine. That is what it does. If you do not select it, then nothing will happen. If you select it, then average CPU utilization goes more than 50%. It will create a new machine for you. You got it? Yes or no? This part you have understood? Please confirm. Please confirm, guys, if you are able to understand. Now, what is the reasoning behind 43%? They might have set it up internally, like 43 is the optimum time. They might have done some QA checking, that some testing before. So every company has its own. Some people, some companies say 48, some companies even say 55%. But this should actually not be there. What I personally feel is we should have that decision factor here. If we feel that machines are taking, because when it will reach to this point, no, what happens is new machine will get created up and it will take around 60 seconds to create a new machine completely. So during that time, your system should be live. It should not be like overloading happens. So in that's where this complete number comes into the picture. So they might have done some regression testings to check it out in what situations the things or which is the best optimal number, and they might have reached out to some number here. Okay, so it has happened internally. As an employees, we are not aware of it. It's just that we in the mail when the project requirement comes up, we got that we used to get this number that the target value should be 43%. Okay, they don't tell the reasoning behind it. Okay. And it is dependent. Like in Netflix, we were open to it. We used to adjust it as per the need and the requirement. In the company I'm working for right now, they have it fixed. So it depends. Okay. So we have multiple instance maintenance policy. We used to keep it as no policy only in the company, but yes, launch before terminating. So launch a new instance and wait for them to be ready before terminating others. So if there is more machines, you're launching a newer machine, let's say some issues happening in a particular machine. You want to launch a new machine will be launched. So it will first launch a new machine. If it is ready, then only it will remove the previous one. Will increase the costing for your company. Terminate and launch. First, it will terminate the existing machine and then launch a new machine. That I don't think is of any use. Custom behavior, you can set up some custom behavior. Generally, we go for the no policy only. It's like when there is some issue, just think you have some issue in your machine. Now you have multiple options. Either a new machine should be first created up, it is running fine, then your previous machine should be terminated. Or else, first the previous machine would be terminated and then the new machine would be created up. You can just select it. But here, the cost will be high. But here there's a control cost which is there because previous machine is removed and then the new machine is created up. But it is a possibility that new machine has some issues. That application code itself has some issue. Earlier it was running, at least something was fine, but now the errors started coming up. So to avoid such situations, you can go for this, but we generally keep it as a no policy. We want to keep it as default. Okay, if you want to set up some notifications, like email notifications, you should be getting some email notifications as soon as, okay, you should be getting some email notifications as soon as a new machine is getting created up. We call it as SNS, which is a simple notification service. Simple notification service. It's a notification service offered by AWS. It's a notification service which is being offered by AWS. So we will set up this notifications. We can set it up this notification service here. And I just need to click on this create notification. And I will just say, give the name my notification. And I will give my mail ID where I should receive this notification. Like whenever a new machine is getting created up, okay, or a machine is terminated, or it failed to launch, or it failed to terminate, I will immediately get a mail. In my office, I will not be using my Gmail ID. I will be using my company's ID. Okay. But here, I'm using my Gmail ID because I'm using my personal account. But if you are using your office account, you have to use your office ID itself. So I just give the name and I will just give it. And I want to add more recipients. I can just put comma and I can put as many email IDs as I want. So all of them will be receiving it. But it comes with the cost of sending an email. Very nominal cost is there, but yes, it will come up with the cost. Next, I don't want to add some tags, but if you want to add some tags like type or environment as testing, you can add some tags. Okay. When you will learn about DevOps, that time this will come into existence, but right now it's not important. I will create an auto scaling group. Just let me hold on the screen for a minute. I will show you the mail which I have received because I have put the SNS notification also. So this is a mail which I have received. You have choose to subscribe this my notification. I need to confirm the subscription so that unnecessary mail should not go to anyone. Now we have confirmed it. Then only I will be receiving the notification. If I confirm this notification, then only I will be receiving. Okay. I hope you are understanding. Aurak, you are able to understand. Okay. Now I will click on this. It is updating the capacity. My desired is 2. It is updating that capacity. And if I go to the instances, if you refresh it, see the 2 new machines are being launched. Automatically it is being launched. My desired was 2. So 2 is my desired capacity. And these machines are launched up. They are initializing, but you will see these machines are being launched. Give it some time. It takes some around 60 seconds to get heated up. And you will see these machines are being working absolutely fine. Okay. You are understanding, right? So 2 machines are being launched. Just give it some, sorry. Copy the public IP. It should actually run the website. See, if I copy this also, second one also. So it's working. Okay. So I hope you are able to understand yes or no. Please give me a quick heads up and confirmation here. Okay. Now, I hope you're understanding. Anyone is facing any kind of issues here in understanding this concept. Now, if you keep deleting it, no, my auto scaling will keep creating a new machines. If you keep terminating this instances also, my auto scaling will keep creating a new machines for you. This is a never ending process. Okay. So to only remove it, I have to remove this auto scaling group first of all, and then I can also remove the launch template. Ultimately, launch template will not cost me anything, but still it's better to remove the resources. I can simply delete it. Okay, launch template, I can go to the action and delete the template, and I can delete it. Okay. So I'm receiving a mail also. I will just show you. Just a minute. I'll just show you. I'm receiving a mails also. See, like this. So whenever it will get created up, I will always be getting a mail. Okay. Instance name can be updated with the tags. Initially, at the end, I have given the tag. You cannot have different machine name. Either you can have a same machine name, but generally we don't put the names of the machines. It does not make any sense. Also in the offices, we have 10-20 machines are there. We don't identify with the machine names. Okay. I hope everyone is able to understand. Anyone is facing any kind of issues here, please do let me know. I will help you out. Now, when I ask you, these are the notes. Okay, I'm sharing you these notes. These are very detailed notes. Everything is done step by step for you. Everything was being done step by step for you, and you can just refer to them. Take a printout of these notes. What I will suggest is, if you get some time, take the printout of whatever we have done till now. You will see it's a complete book which will be created up for you. So take this printouts and then use it. It will be easier for you and to complete these labs. I personally have printout of all my notes. I generally do not need to use it, but yes, I have taken the printout of all the things. Okay. So any questions you have, you can ask me. Okay. In that case, guys, we are good today. Okay. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.